In line with its commitment to sustainably drive human capital transformation in the power sector, Egbin Power plc, Africa's largest privately run thermal plant, has inducted 30 young graduate engineers into an intensive power generation program at the Energy Training Center, ETC. Egbin, a subsidiary of the Sahara Power Group, has so far inducted over 200 graduate trainee engineers as it continues to proactively, responsibly, and sustainably shape Nigeria's power narrative for socio-economic advancement and industrialization, said Kola Adesina, Group Managing Director, Sahara Power Group. More than 200 young graduate engineers from all over Nigeria have been employed through this program since inception in 2014, in fulfillment of our resolve to empower our youths and develop capacity in the power sector. Sahara Power is delighted to lead the transformation process that will secure a sustainable future for Africa's power sector through the expertise of these engineers, Adesina said.
You need a pipeline of skill sets and talents that will run the business beyond you. Whether we like it or not, this is an old power plant. The people that started it, they are all getting older as the day goes by. So invariably, there's a need for you to re-inject new energy, new skill. There is new knowledge out there, so new talents are required. So essentially, it's just to be able to sustain the business. It's a sustainability agenda for us as an organization.
He noted that the upgrades, investments in technology, expansion initiatives, and innovative achievements at Egbin Power requires a corresponding human capital profile to ensure optimal performance and profitability of the plant.
Investing in that space. Renewable energy is an area that we're keenly interested in, and we've set up our own business in that regard. We have our own renewable arm that is currently pushing the agenda for solar, wind, and the rest of them today. What I've always said is that we should sequence our development around our needs and the resources we have. As we sit here today, industrialization is something that we require as a nation, because through industrialization, employment is created and engendered, and then you can now truly say that prosperity is being magnified in the system. The only way you can do that as of today is through gas for us, which is largely a renewable solution, thankfully, lately. So we're a gas-fired power plant, so renewable is still part of what we're doing.
The plan at Sahara Power Group to ensure the achievements we have recorded across the sector through Egbin, Ikeja Electric, and First Independent Power Limited are optimized by top talent. These young engineers will have the opportunities of hands-on, rotational trainings and pupillage with first-hand exposure to strategic operations, generation modules, technical projects, and leadership trainings before their final onboarding at Egbin Power plc.
Back then, our training was carried out by the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIP. So it was a very rigorous 9-month training. We got to be exposed to the power sector as a whole. We got to work here intensely. We got to work in the distribution company too.
It's going to make you different. It's going to give you a whole lot of skills, not just the engineering skills you're looking forward to. It's going to make you an all-rounder as a career person, because you're going to have to talk about your career like I'm doing now at some point. You're going to have to do some presentations, do documentation. Definitely skills that you're going to require in the workplace will come into play, your leadership skills and whatsoever.
It was tasking, but we had a lot of fun, late night birthday, run the rules. We had brainstorming sessions about problems of Nigeria that somebody just threw on our laps, like, let there be light. And whether we like it or not, we are better for it.
It's a place whereby you have innovations, you have ideas. So far as you know how to push it forward, so far you know the right persons to do it. Trust me, it's going to be reviewed at some point and somebody is going to buy into it. Currently, I've worked on many projects I can't even remember. Currently, I know I'm working with a team on production of electricity from fuel cell, and I'm happy to also see Mr. Kola on seat, because I know that very soon we'll be calling for feedback. That's just to tell you that as little as I am in the company, I can actually work with one of the directors.
Ibiene Okeleke, MD, CEO of Energy Training Center, ETC, said the center will give the inductees access to top-notch learning facilities and modules to be delivered by sundry experts in the sector.
Today, as we can see, power problem is obviously something that everybody can see, right? Now, this is the generation plant, and the future of this country lies in our youth. And with a plant as large as this, you require a lot of technical competence. And also knowing that this is a 40-year company, there's a lot of knowledge, and there's what we call knowledge gap. And you also want to ensure that you have a good transition. As you have engineers or technical people rising to the top, you also want to build your pipeline. So it's important that the training that you give them is good, is up to date. And also when they come, you don't just stop at the training. When they come, you also have to put a system in place where they can learn from the existing engineers. And just like you heard, they had trained 200 of such engineers since 2014. So this is a program you have to continue doing for the sustainability of a plant like this, for the nation, for the power sector. You cannot leave it in the hands of the very senior people. There has to be a lot of passing on, a lot of knowledge management, a lot of upskilling, and a lot of learning new trends that will support the industry today.
Been inducted as one of the new graduate trainees at Graduands today, and the process has been really exciting. Hearing about the curriculum that we're going to get while we're here, and seeing all the power movers actually present at Graduands. So they've told us that we're going to have a really exciting time here. The experience is going to change our lives. They're giving us the skills and the right curriculum that will make us the power engineers for the future in Nigeria. Now that we're talking about energy transition, how do we input renewables into our power grid in Nigeria?
I feel that this is actually one of the greatest starting points any engineer can wish to have, because Egbin, as we all know, it stands at the top of the engineering line. It's one of the biggest, it's the biggest in West Africa that we know. So as an engineer being in this place, I feel like this is actually, there's no better place to start with. And so far, the way the program has started, I see that that the growth in which they've promised us is not something that we should overlook. It's something that actually they meant to keep. So even what they explained to us on how the program is going to go, this is something that I really look forward to seeing.
Egbin Power delivers optimal electricity generation in line with global best practices, whilst empowering inhabitants of its host and neighboring communities through various sustainable interventions.